This demo is going to be doing two guide curves in radius. The last demo was two guide curves using straight lines or a ruled direction. This time we're going to change our guide curves to some type of spline just for fun. Again, you can reference your online documentation on steps on how to do this. We're going to try and mimic this shape here. So what we'll do is go and create some wireframe, and I'm going to create a spline on the fly. So using the common tools, I'm going to create a point. So you got to hit this plus button right here to add a point, and then actually, why don't I just add a couple here, and then we'll go here and insert a point. We'll do it on a plane, so we'll switch it to a plane, and we'll pick the XY plane. And I'll just kind of shoot a point. Let's do it over here. And then we'll do that 4 more times here. Create another point on this plane. I'll just shoot something over here. Just randomly selecting some points to experiment with this function. They all must be on the XY plane for the way I'm doing this. One more point on this plane. You know what? Let's add another point. I should have came in more. Create a point. I'm going to do one more point. I should have came in more. It's your project. You create your spine however you want. Alright, that's good enough for that one. So that gives me spline number 1 for guide curve 1 in the pop-up window, and that's your G1. It can follow a line or a spline. And I'm going to do G2. I'm going to do the same thing. We'll insert another spline using my common tools, and we'll just hit the add button to add a bunch of points. Alright, let's create a point on a plane, and I'm just going to keep this simple and make sure I go on the other side of the X vector on this plane. Well, I just happened. Okay. Create another point. Let's do one more. On this plane. Okay, so we have our guide curves, and for a spine, I'm going to pick this line or curve, and I'll hit preview. There's no solution because the radius is way too small. The distance from here to here, or the greatest distance from here to here, must be close, or at least that must be my minimum radius distance. So I'm just going to bump it up to 3 and hit preview and see if I got enough. Let's try. Go to. You can just hit the up arrow and go to 4 and preview. Let's try and go up one more. I wasn't paying attention to how far I made this. Let's just go 10. Oh, wait. Oh. So what I wanted to point out here is I use this as my spine. That makes it really difficult when you have that as your spine. Typically, I like to change my spine to a straight line, or in this example, I'll use the X vector, and I'll preview that. Now, 10 is way bigger than I thought, so I'll close that off. Let's change that back to 5. In my earlier demo, I believe we talked about the isoparameters. Okay, and the isoparameters are going to go perpendicular to your guide curves, and if they crisscross on themselves, then it's not going to work so great. So general rule is to try and use a straight line as a spline. Let's go 3, see if I have enough. Oh, okay, so that's too small. Whoops, I hit enter. That was one result. I could double click on this, do next, preview that. It's hard to see the result, so I'll say okay to that. And it's just letting us know that, well, in this case I don't even see it. Sometimes your guide curve and your spine are not the same length, and it runs out of room to be able to create that geometry. Alright, basically this works just like the previous demo. Let's go to pick that one, preview that, just say okay. In this case I'm getting that full revolution. Go next. I'm going to get a full revolution probably of this one. And we'll go next. Okay, so you can go ahead and create these, try all 6 solutions, see what you get. And then I'll hopefully give you a little bit of understanding of all the different types of things you can do with the circular sweeps using 2 limit curves. I'll do the center curve in my next demo.